Hi. So, look, let me let you in on something. Here's something that frustrates a lot of people that I talk to, and it's where they seem to be the perfect candidate for jobs they see on LinkedIn, but they're not getting any hits. No one's reaching out to them. It's very frustrating, trust me. But here's what you probably don't realize. It's probably because your digital presence game is very weak. And unfortunately, even though you may be the perfect candidate, you don't have a chance to prove it because your digital presence is stopping you from having recruiters reach out to you to learn more about you. And here's something else that's even more unnerving. Most career coaches are giving you outdated information on how to fix it. So, with that, welcome back to Exit to Excel. My name is Latanya. They call me LT, and I am your untraditional HR business partner who is actually on your side. Now, if you've been following along, then thank you. Thank you for joining me on this ride. And if this is your first time, then welcome. Now, know that I'm different from other career coaches because I combine my 25 years of HR experience with extensive AI training and certification. So while other coaches are still just telling you to network and customize your resume by throwing in these keywords, I'm giving you insider knowledge and really strong AI powered tools and prompts, and also practical strategies to help you navigate your career strategically. Because here we bring our A game to the job search game because I understand and I'm letting you know that it's a game. So now we are coming to you 3 days a week with three really focused, actionable episodes that you can implement immediately. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes. And while you're at it, smash the like button and also share this with someone who needs to hear it because there's a lot of us out here in the job market that is one of the most challenging job markets that we've seen in the past at least 5 or 6 years. Also, be sure to follow me on my social media, Exit to Excel, where I drop career tips and give insights and also AI prompts and ideas, and also hopefully give you a couple of things to smile about during the week. So, follow me on my social media, and we'll see you on there as well. Now, getting back to what we're talking about today is the digital first impression. Now, I'm going to share with you, from a recruiter standpoint, what we see and what we think. And I'm also going to share with you some AI strategies that a lot of career coaches don't even know about. Because as I've mentioned, you can be the perfect candidate, but if your LinkedIn profile looks immature, or amateur, I should say, and if your resume won't get past the ATS system, or if your summary reads like everybody else's, we're not going to pay it any attention and you're not even going to get a chance to prove it. Okay. Because I know some of you can probably sell yourself as long as you can get the interview, but it's these types of things that are preventing you from getting the interview or even having a recruiter reach out to you or to do a phone screen. So I want you to get this right. Now, the good thing is every single problem I'm going to point out is something that can be fixed within 24 hours using both my HR insider knowledge and AI tools. So I'm going to dive into these three biggest digital mistakes that are killing your job search. And I'm also going to give you the AI tools to fix them. So let's get to it. So mistake number one is your LinkedIn photo. Believe it or not, your LinkedIn photo is sabotaging you. I'm just letting you know. Your LinkedIn photo is either missing, unprofessional, or sending the wrong message. Now, I will admit that I will say maybe about 5 years back, I did not put my picture up on LinkedIn because I felt like, well, hey, what if somebody doesn't want a Black person in this role or whatever, or whatever the case may be, they don't like my hair. But more oftentimes than not, we are going to pass on profiles that do not have pictures, right? It's almost like dating, right? You want to see a picture, and you're probably going to pass on somebody's picture that you don't see, regardless of how good their profile is. It's the same thing with LinkedIn. So you want to have a picture. Now, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get your phone. I want you to get your phone and I want you to go to LinkedIn and I want you to pull up your profile. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to pull mine up and show it to you. And so here it is. Okay. See that? What do you see? The first thing you probably see is my picture, right? You see my picture, you see my banner, and you see my headline. Now, as a recruiter, um, if I'm on my phone, this is what I'm seeing. And trust me, they tend to work around the clock. So, they're on LinkedIn at their kids' soccer practice. They may be on LinkedIn just chilling on the couch with their family. So, the way that your LinkedIn profile looks from your phone is extremely important, and especially your picture. Now, unfortunately, what we see a lot of times for people's pictures are vacation pictures that they've cropped other people out of, or you have on a tank top, bathroom selfies, pictures, car selfies, and it's not professional and it gives the wrong message. So here's what I need for you to understand. Your LinkedIn photo isn't just any photo. It is your first impression. It is the first impression that me as an HR business partner or recruiter is going to have of you. And quite honestly, we have passed on people's profile just because of how their picture looks. I'm just being honest, okay? So here I'm going to share with you the rules for your LinkedIn photos. One is professional. And when I say professional, professional doesn't mean expensive, especially in today's world, because you can have a very nice looking photo taken with your phone. But by professional, I mean it needs to have a clean background, good lighting, and business appropriate clothing. Also, note that your face needs to take up 60% of the frame. I don't need to see your whole body because I'm not be able to see your face enough. I want to be able to see your eyes. I want to be able to see your smile. I kind of want to get a sense of your personality through your picture. Also, smile genuinely. Now, I'm not talking about, the forced corporate smile. I'm talking about a real one where you're smiling with your eyes, okay? And I want you to look directly at the camera. Don't look off to the side. Remember, eye contact is everything, even in your photos. And then also, very important, update your picture every 2 to 3 years or after any major appearance changes. Now, most people will leave their LinkedIn picture up there for 10, 15 years. You can tell because it's grainy. Um, you can kind of tell by their history. You can kind of get an idea of their age, but obviously they are using a picture that they had shortly out of college. Don't do that because think about, if you're on these dating sites and you see a picture and then a person shows up and they look nothing like their picture, it kind of makes you think, okay. So we don't want that. We want very professional, updated pictures. Now, again, getting a headshot doesn't have to cost hundreds of dollars. You can easily use an app to, take a picture, even change your clothing, change your background. The picture that I have on mine, actually, I was actually in an off. No, I was in a makeup studio. I was in my makeup artist home, and I was able to use an AI tool to give me several options of backgrounds. And so it looks like it was a actual professional photo when really it was just taken with an iPhone with some good lighting. So there's no excuse for not having a very good professional photo on your LinkedIn profile. So look at your photo and be honest with yourself. Is this someone that you would reach out to that you feel like would represent, your company? If not, then it's time to change it, right? Mistake number two, your headline and summary are invisible. So again, pick up your phone and look at your headline. Okay. So show you mine again. You can even go to my LinkedIn page. And what does it say? Is it weak? Is it generic? Or even worse, is it your job title? Or even worse, is it open to job opportunities or looking for work? Please don't have that as your headline. Okay. For the love of oranges and apples, do not have open to work as your headline. And I've seen it. Okay. That is automatic death. You want a headline that is going to stand out from the crowd and speak to the value that you bring. So here are some examples. An example of a bad headline is senior accountant at XYZ Corporation. A better headline is senior accountant, reduce operating costs 15% through process automation, CPA, Excel expert. See the difference? The second one is telling me what you do, how you do it, and the value that you bring. And the first one just tells me what title you hold at so and so company. All right. So look at your headline and see if it needs work. And I'm going to share with you an AI prompt that you can use to help you with your headline. So it says, create a compelling LinkedIn headline for me. And put your role there and your numbers of years of experience. And my biggest achievement was, and you want to put in some specific results. My key skills are list 3 of your key skills, and I want to attract, and then put in the type of employers or roles that you want to attract. Keep it under 120 characters and focus on value and not just job duties. Ask me any questions or for any additional information you need to execute this ask successfully. And then you'll want to play around with it. If it doesn't quite read how you want it to read, or if it reads just like AI, which it may if you have not been using AI for some period of time, for it to get to know you and your personality and your voice, then you'll probably want to massage it. Probably wouldn't just take it as is and just throw it up there. You want to play around with it so it truly reflects you and who you are and how you speak. Okay. But for your summary, you want to have these things. Now, for your summary, I'm sorry. So moving on from your headline to your summary, the first line should be who you are and what you do best. Your second paragraph is your biggest professional achievement with numbers. The third paragraph is how you help companies or clients or teams. And your final line is your call to action. What is that you want people to do? Now, going back to your phone, you'll notice that you don't necessarily, at least on mine, I don't necessarily see my summary. I have to go down to the about part for my summary. So really at the top part, it has my headline and then it has my education. Okay. And I don't know if you can change that or not. You can actually add another section here as well. So it comes up further up on the screen. So you can play around with it, but your headline and your summary are extremely important because that is what is going to dictate whether we're going to continue to scroll down to read more about you and your job history. So for a compelling LinkedIn summary, here's an AI prompt that you can use. Write a compelling LinkedIn summary for me based on this information. And there you can paste in your current resume or your key accomplishments. Then you say, make it conversational but professional. Include specific metrics and end with a call to action. Target it for whatever your target industry or target roles are. So an example of, someone that I worked with, one of my former colleagues, actually another HR professional, another HR business partner, she had experienced HR professional with 10 years in talent acquisition. And in fact, that's similar to what my summary read as well. Well, then after playing around with it and trying to come up with something that would stand out and be different from everybody else, we came up with I've hired over 500 people in 10 years, and I know exactly what makes a candidate irresistible to hiring managers. So, see the difference and how this second version will make you want to continue to read because it's like, okay, you hired 500 people in 10 years. Where? How? So, you're going to continue to read down, right? So, you know, it's automatically going to make you stand out from what everyone else is saying. Okay. Now, the third mistake. The third mistake is playing ATS roulette with your resume. Now, I think everyone knows that ATS stands for the Applicant Tracking System, and that is the tracking system that a lot of companies use to track their applicants, right? So you apply online into this applicant tracking system. As a recruiter, I can set up keywords and filters so that only the resumes that score the highest are going to reach my inbox. And most people understand you need to put keywords in there that reflect that are shown in the job description, but they're doing it all wrong. They're just finding a way to sprinkle them in there any kind of way without any regard to context, and it does not work. Okay. Modern ATS, now back in the day, I would say maybe about 5 years ago, 7 years ago, you're right. You could easily put the keywords in there and it would score your resume pretty high. And I don't know if you remember the old school trick. You would put the keywords in white in the margins so that you couldn't see it with the blind eye, but the ATS system would pick it up and count it as a keyword or a hit. It doesn't work that any way anymore. The modern systems are looking for these keywords in their proper context and relevance and logical connections. That's why you want to be able to use them in your summary and in your bullet points in your resume. So here is what the ATS is actually analyzing, just as a FYI. They are looking to see if your keywords are used in context or if they're just placed randomly. They are looking to see if your job titles and descriptions match industry standards. They're analyzing if you're using current terminology or outdated jargon. They're analyzing if your experience logically progresses, and they are analyzing if you're using the same language as the job posting. So, the mistake that I see that a lot of people make is, let's say, for example, someone is applying for a digital marketing manager role. They're going to just, add keywords like SEO, PPC, and social media to their resume. But if those keywords are buried in a paragraph about administrative tasks, then the ATS system knows that it's not part of your core competencies. It's just something that you did on an administrative level, right? So the best approach is to, as I said, use these keywords in a way that is going to show context and relevance. And here's a prompt that you can use to be able to help you craft that. And so it reads, so you want to put in the job description. So you want to say, hey, analyze this job description or this job posting and also review my resume. You also want to upload your resume. Then say, what keywords am I missing? How can I better integrate relevant keywords into my accomplishments? Suggest 5 specific bullet points that incorporate these keywords naturally while highlighting my achievements. So that's a very effective prompt that you can use to help you go through the exercise. Now, again, as it's giving you the output, you'll still want to massage it in a way that makes really good sense. On your resume. So I wouldn't necessarily just, lift it and put it into your resume. You'll want to play around with it, but at least it gives you a very good indicator and a good roadmap to use to be able to put in your resume. Now, also note that the format of your resume also matters. So you want to use standard heading titles, nothing fancy, things like experience, skills, and education. You want to avoid graphics and tables and fancy formatting because the ATS system is not really able to read those things very well. And then also you want to have both a PDF version and a Word version of your resume because some will request one or the other. So it's good to have both and to submit it in the format that it is requested in. Okay. And then finally, you want to use standard fonts such as Arial, Calibri, and Times New Roman. Those are the safest bets so that your resume is not misread or just thrown out because it can't really, make out the words on the page. So I do have an AI resume optimization prompt that I can share with you. If you are interested in it, then comment below and I'll be more than happy to share that with you as well. But what I want you to know is that for the most part, I know people hate ATS systems, right? But know that the ATS system isn't trying to reject you. And as a recruiter, we're just trying to put the best candidates in front of the hiring managers. And we're using AI to do that to give us the very best matches. And trust me, we want to be able to get those matches. So it's good to understand how the ATS system works so that you can work with it and not against it. Okay. So your action item for this is to take your current resume and the last 3 jobs you applied for, or 3 jobs you would like to apply for, and look to see, are you using the terminology? Are your keywords put into context? And if not, use the AI prompts that I provided you for each specific role to optimize it as much as possible. Okay. And hopefully be able to get it through the ATS system. And again, if you're interested in the AI resume optimization prompt that I mentioned, then mention optimization below and I'll be more than happy to send that to you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, because I get so many people asking me, is about the open to work banner. Now, I will say for me personally, I don't use the open to work banner. Okay. For one, I'm comfortable with just on the back end indicating to recruiters that I am open to work, but that's just me. Because I've also heard that the open to work ring also makes you a target for fraud and spam. Okay. But on the flip side, it is good to let people know that you're open to opportunities. But there's a couple things you need to do if you're going to use the open to work banner. Okay. Very important. One is don't use the generic wording that is provided with the banner that says something about, hey, I'm open to opportunities, da, 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 da. Don't do that. You want to craft a very strong, compelling message, okay? Because again, there's so many people using that banner. They don't change anything. So your little blurb is going to read just like everybody else's. Again, here at Exit to Excel, we are about standing out, standing above the crowd, okay? So you want to customize that message. And I have an AI prompt for that as well. If you're interested in it, then use the hashtag banner below and I'll send that to you as well. But you want to customize that message. So instead of saying, hey, just open opportunities, you can use something similar to the other headlines we took a look at and say, hey, open to marketing leadership roles, specializing in B2B growth strategy. Okay. So that's the first thing you want to do is customize it. The second thing is don't leave it up indefinitely. Okay. Because it starts to look like stale bread. What you want to do is keep it up for about 2 weeks and then take it down for a week or two and then put it up again. Because leaving it up for weeks on end, it just kind of leaves a negative impression. I'm just being honest with you. It's almost like a house that's on the market for months and months. What does your real estate agent tell you? Hey, it's been on the market for 3 months. We haven't gotten a sale yet. Let's take it down for a little bit, give it a little breather, and then we'll put it back up. It's the same thing with the open to work ring. So again, the open to work ring, personal preference. If you're going to use it smart. Don't use the generic wording. Use something very impactful that's going to make you stand out. And two, take it down periodically or take it down once you start interviewing and especially once you found a job, okay? But don't just leave it up indefinitely, okay? So there you have it. This is how you fix your digital presence so that when recruiters see your LinkedIn profile, they're going to be compelled to keep reading, reach out to you and say, hey, I saw your profile, I'd be interested in talking to you. Or, hey, when do you have time for a phone screen? We've talked about that. We've talked about how to optimize your resume to get through the ATS system. And we've also talked about your headline and your summary on your LinkedIn as well. Okay. So here's what I want you to do with this information this week. One is update your LinkedIn profile or your update your LinkedIn photo if you need to. Okay. Take a look at it. Be honest with yourself. If it needs to be updated, you can update it this week. It's not that hard. We already talked about it. All you need is a good phone, camera phone, lighting, professional attire, clean background, nice smile. That's it. Two, use AI to rewrite your headline and summary using the prompts that I gave you, and use the prompts that I mentioned that you can mention below that I'll send to you. Three, run your resume through an AI analysis for keyword context and ATS optimization. Again, comment below #resume if you want me to send you that prompt. And then finally, four, you want to create a strategic open to work banner. And again, you can use AI to do that, but more importantly, you want to remove the generic one and remember to not keep it up indefinitely. So look, these aren't big changes, but they make a massive difference in how you are perceived by the ATS systems and also hiring managers. So look, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you learned something, you were able to take away something that can help you. If so, then let me know, comment below. If you make some of these changes and you start to get some, traction or reaction or responses, then let me know that as well. I'd love to hear from you. Next episode, we are talking about, actually, I'm checking out the news because there's a couple of things going on that I may want to talk about. So I will decide that later on in the next couple of days. But I do hope you join me in the next couple of days. Again, remember, we're dropping episodes 3 days a week, shorter episodes with strategies you can implement immediately. But to close out today, just know that, here at Exit to Excel, your professional presence isn't just about getting noticed. It is about getting noticed for the right opportunities using every advantage possible so that you can always exit to excel. So with that, take care and I'll see you next time.